You are now tuned into All Bets In with MyGuyz. MyGuyz Sports.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? Appreciate y'all tuning in. Welcome to All Bets In with MyGuyz Sports, Season 2, Episode 7, NFL, Week 7. I'm Bsperl Online. You already know I'm with Moneyline Rich Will. What's happening with you, Rich?
Hey, what's going on, Sproul? Another week in the dust, man. They cooked us this week, man. But we back in the kitchen, man. But rough week last week. But that's part of sports betting. It's part of everyday grind. It's not 100% business. So if you get in here thinking, oh shit, I gotta bet 100, I gotta win 100% of my times, you gotta start thinking more realistic because you can't change the outcomes, injuries, everything pop up. So
Yeah, man. It's just a part of it. You have losing weeks, you're gonna have winning weeks, man. It's about just consistency throughout the entire season. It's a long season, man. 17 weeks. So,
yeah, man. 10 weeks
um,
ago.
yeah, and actually, we can actually kind of get into this because I even on our last show, I mentioned that like week 6 was a light week, wasn't a lot out there. And then I, even talked about like week 6 to like week 10, 11-ish, like in the NFL season is slow, man. It's one of those times where it's
Mhm.
like some of the value is not there in these games, and there becomes like some uncertainty as well. So,
It's like they force you to try to get games.
exactly. So, you got to be you got to understand, be a seasonal. It's just like in the stock market, man. There's certain times where certain industries have better seasons than others, as they cyclical patterns. So it's no different in the NFL. It's a market itself. So even when you compare, um, so like right now, NBA is getting ready to start. So you got to be able to balance, like, okay, NFL, this is kind of slow right now. So right now I'm kind of looking at NBA, getting myself prepped for that because what we got,
Hmm
10 days for NBA. So um yeah, just something to pay attention to. You don't have to always bet every
Definitely.
week. Some weeks are, lighter than others for sure.
Nope, I agree with that 100%.
Yeah. Anything about week 6 that stood out to you, surprised you, caught you off guard?
Man, the New England offense is just so hard to watch. um, Man, I don't know how to put into words. It's just been hard to watch. Like I like how they basically got to stick with the backup from here on out. I don't think you can go back to Matt Jones, or if you just consider you want to tank, because I mean, right now 1-5 puts you what top 3 spots. You got a little value. You could trade your next round pick and get Caleb Williams, and Caleb Williams in a New England Patriots jersey would be great for the world to see. But yeah, man, it's that was big. Shout out to the Jets. I mean, they dominated. I mean, we talked about this game was a suspected game on there that could possibly turn. Shout out to them, and then also the Browns for flexing their muscles. I mean, Niners lost some guys. Don't get me wrong, but when I've been hearing that argument all week, I'm like, well, hell, Browns didn't even have their starting quarterback, so I'm saying they was playing with PJ Walker. So Browns was very very dominant on defense. Jim Schwartz got that defense. I mean, the way I look at it, they have a top, I would say maybe one or two defense in the league.
Yeah, I mean,
If I had to
stats
pick,
agree. Stats agree as well.
yeah, we talk about the Cowboys, Niners, and Jets, but it's been silent on the Browns. They come and put the punch on people left and right. And
Yeah,
then another weird last thing about talking about the Browns is Deshaun Watson not talking about when he's going to play. It's just kind of weirding me out. I don't know what they got going on. And he just seems so confident that he's just not coming back and play. Like the interview was very arrogant and just kind of like, oh, when I come back, I come back kind of thing. It's like, wow. That's all. They pay you $200 million guarantee, and it feels like they just gonna come off him at the end of the year. Or I wouldn't be sorry they're gonna come off him on trade deadline. They feeling like this. Swap him for Kirk Cousins.
And yeah, I don't know. It felt weird from the jump. Almost felt like his injury was because at first they didn't announce anything about his injury. So it almost
Mm-hmm.
feels like there was some discrepancy between the team's doctors and what somebody else's doctors of what was really probably going on. So now it seems like he's at the point where it's like, all right, I'm gonna protect myself, so they're not properly diagnosing or saying that, or clearing me, saying I'm clear,
Mm-hmm.
but my people not saying I'm cleared.
Seems
So
like they should seem like they shopping him, my boy.
yeah,
I,
I don't know, maybe so. Could be.
I feel like
Could
me. I
be.
feel like me. I feel like me and you know what shopping look like, and I mean, there's some teams in the NFL right now who can use some QB plays. So it seemed like a shop. I mean, it could be wrong, but it definitely seemed like they definitely could be shopping my boy for sure.
Well, I'll say this: if you selling, then I don't think you buy a stock at its highest and then let it let
No,
it go bad and then just decide I'm a flash sell it in a year. So I
I mean
don't know.
Kirk Cousins would fit better with that defense, with that offense. He ran the offense. I think if you a coach and you want to have longevity in this league, it all depends on how good your quarterback play is. Because there's a lot of coaches right now that wouldn't have jobs. Shit, would Bill Belichick still be coaching if he didn't have Tom Brady? Maybe a
Yeah,
D coordinator.
yeah, I don't know. I can't. I don't know. I
Kyle Shanahan's probably
very
the only one who's shown that he can put different quarterbacks in and different running backs in, and his offense is just a mastery. They finally got the right weapons for stuff, but I mean, a lot of quarterback. I mean, shit, Mike McCarthy, Matt LaFleur, they're looking like they all been blessed by great quarterbacks. You know what I'm saying? Mike McCarthy had two Hall of Famers. So it's like, at some point, if it don't match, you gotta kind of and I would trade for him. I would trade Deshaun Watson for Kirk Cousins if I was the Browns. Renegotiate a Kirk deal. You got a good coach who knows the offense. You got a great defense. Your defense can outwin the mistakes of Kirk Cousins. That is my opinion.
it's a similar offense.
He ran it. Shit, he ran it in Minnesota.
Yeah, it's a similar offense. I mean, if I'm Minnesota, um, you know,
Deshaun Watson, Justin
I'm
Jefferson. That's some
you
that's some
know,
fireworks.
yeah,
That's some
you
fireworks for some years.
they gotta interest you for sure.
Yeah, that's all I have for that week. It's been this very very intriguing week to watch the news stuff coming out. A lot of injuries too, but yeah, that's the thing that got me the most.
Yeah. I was uh I was shocked to see I thought that Indianapolis game would have been a lot closer. Um so I was shocked to see that game kind of get out of hand.
Definitely,
Um and then Cincinnati's defense, I was surprised that they played as well as they played um against Seattle and Lou Anarumo once again, um, just finding a way with whatever guys he got out there to get them ready to play. So that was impressive to see their defense play well. It
I
almost
agree.
seems like Cincinnati is kind of like slowly starting to gel and get some rhythm a little bit. I know they still
Mm,
got their own holes, but they start off with a defense that had some guys that was missing when got free agent contracts. Now it looks like they're trying to, just figure some things out. Some young guys are playing a little bit, so we'll see. I would say we might what maybe would have been a good chance to buy Cincinnati at the bottom, maybe a week or
I
so,
agree.
2 weeks ago, but we'll see.
I agree with that.
And then also I'm with you on New England. This team has been like just surprisingly, just something you don't typically see from a Patriots team. They almost look defeated already. Like, what are we, 6 weeks through the season? So
And the
that's
defense is
shocking.
solid. That offense is it's just horrible to watch.
Oh, it's bad. It's bad.
Yeah, it's bad. It's almost like they just trying to recover all the money they spent trying to surround Tom Brady with all that talent and shit. So it's like, all right, what happened? So very interested to see the fall from grace because but their defense still
Man,
good. Special teams still good. It is the quarterback away.
I don't know. They went in when Tom Brady was leaving, he didn't leave when they had weapons. He didn't have any weapons when they was leaving, and then they went and spent a lot of money after he was
Hmm.
going to help Mac Jones in the offseason. Because I remember the theme was
Yeah,
Bill spending the STEMI check
yeah, that's right. Stephanie
when you
check
got
good.
all these dudes. So um I don't know. I don't think they really have a good feel of what they're doing on offense,
Yeah,
what
I
they're
think the
trying to
quarterback.
do.
I think the quarterback is limited, like you said. Though he can't move. They need a mobile quarterback. They need somebody to move. He can't move. I mean, maybe they can
Yeah.
just be tanking. I mean, this is called what it is. They could be tanking. They got J.C. Jackson back for pennies. Eventually, Gonzalez will be back there. So you got your two cornerbacks locked in. You got two running backs. Zeke can still play a little bit. Stevenson's a good running back, but you can find him in sixth, seventh round. There's a lot of quarterbacks in this draft right now that can go. So for me, it could seem like they could be tanking. If they in the top three, they got access to top three quarterbacks. Drake, what's the kid from Washington, and then Caleb Williams.
Penix, yeah.
I mean, that's a win. So I could just say screw it, like you said, like screw, we just gonna tank.
This is a year you're probably gonna have to figure out very quickly. At some point, are you gonna win, trying to win, or are you not? Because if you're not trying to win, then you don't want to put yourself out of position to have a chance to get a guy that you need early.
Hmm.
It's a
We'll
talented
see.
draft.
Trade deadline
Pops
is
up.
around the corner. You're gonna see who's committed to winning or who's committed to losing.
When's the deadline?
I think
End
it's
of
week
October,
8.
right?
Yeah, I think 7 or 8. So not this week, but next week. I think is the end of the trade deadline.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah. No, that's a great point.
Let's
Cool.
see. Yeah, I think that's
Well, yeah. Well, yeah, and I forgot to you already know though, but the IG and the Twitter, feel free anytime, reach out to us. IG MyGuyz_sports, the Twitter at MyGuyz Sports. I'm Sperl Online, that's Twitter and IG. Rich on Twitter, Moneyline, Rich W, IG, Moneyline, Rich Will. Cool, man. Well, yeah, man, we got the books kind of got week 6, so let's go ahead a week 6 recap right here. Talk about it. Go ahead and start with Spur Online. Had Seattle and Cincy over the 45.5. That one did not come through. San Francisco, Cleveland under the 36. That was a push. And it's tough, giving these out on Sunday as well. I mean, this total was 39.5 most of the week, so it was like, all right. So just something to keep in mind. These numbers change. Had the Rams -7. That one covered. And then the Rams first half team total over 13.5. They got off to a very slow start. I don't think they scored it the first half. And that one did not cover. So 1, 2, and 1 on week 6 there. And then I had, as far as the underdogs for week 6, I had Seattle +2.5. They did not cover and they lost. Washington +2.5. They did win outright and covered. And New England +3. They lost as well, and they did not cover. Lost by 4 on a safety. That was pretty crazy. Moneyline Rich Will had three bets. Saints money line. They lost on the road against the Texans. New England, Ramondre Stevenson over 13.5 rushing attempts. That one did not come through. I think he finished with 13 or like a
Yeah,
10. Was
10.
it 10? Yeah, 10.
10 even.
Yeah, and the game was close. There's no reason to not to run the football.
Don't make no sense, bro. Don't get me started.
Yeah,
I'm not touching no props from New England for the rest of the year.
golly.
Guaranteed.
Sometimes you gotta X them out sometimes, man.
You gotta cut a team off, man, at the hips.
Yeah. Your golden one, what an angle that was. Dallas CeeDee Lamb over 5.5 receptions. That one
Took them
big.
out the game.
That one big. I think he had 7, finished with like 7 receptions.
Really, 5 came in the first quarter, didn't it?
Yeah, they was quick.
They
Yeah,
was
the catches was quick.
spoon feeding my boy.
Yeah. Underdogs of the week, Indianapolis plus 4.5. They lost and they did not cover in New England. That one didn't cover, lost by 4. Cool. So for the show record so far through 6 weeks, Bsperl 13-8, 13-8-1. One push there, win percentage at 59%. Rich 9-7, 56%. MyGuyz as a team 22-15-1, 57%. So they're right below that 60% mark, but you got week 7 here, new week, new money, new opportunity. So
Yeah, we finna get busy, man. You know what I'm saying? We finna get busy. We cool, we got cool numbers, but we finna get busy.
yeah. No,
Like I
it's
said, we gotta trust the instincts. We knew it was a bad week. Universe said it was a bad week for us, and we just kind of still put the play in motion. We knew what it was.
yeah. It might just give less picks. Like that week, the one side I liked the most was the Rams. I could have just said Rams -7,
The
just
CD
left it at
Lamb.
that,
Hmm.
and left it at that. So, some balance there. You live and you learn, and you get
Absolutely.
another week. Make it happen. Cool. Anything else about week 6 you want to recap, or
Nah, I'm good.
is it enough for week enough
Man,
for
I'm about
week
to say,
6, right?
yeah, I was saying enough weeks, except for any news. Looks like Hardeman went back to the Chiefs.
Oh, I did see that. That's right.
Yeah, trade him to the Chiefs. We got Brian Burns potentially going to the Texans, Bears, or Ravens on the trade block. Jerry Judy, Cortland Sutherland has been attached to New York Jets and the Carolina Panthers. Judy and Wes Welker have been noticed to go to New England or the Jets. And then lastly, the big one I've seen is Jeremy Chin, linebacker that got him pegged to go to Philadelphia or Jacksonville. So a couple
Safety.
trade rumors I've seen.
Yeah,
And even Carl
he's a good
Lawson, who
player.
has not played in New York, said they're going to be shopping him to the Las Vegas Raiders. So we'll see. Jets seem like they got a
Okay.
lot. They loaded up for Aaron Rodgers, but at the same time, they trying to look for pieces. Looks like that's going to be long term. If you go get Sutton, you get Sutton and you got Wilson, you know what I'm saying, more possession type receiver. Hardeman is more of a gadget type receiver.
Yeah.
So I think it looks like the Jets looking to make a push to win. They didn't say screw it. So it looks like they're gonna win. So they got the defense. When you get Sutton, you get another body. It may work out. They might get sneak in the wild card playoffs.
Yeah, they could sneak in there. I mean, they got a good defense. If they lean on the defense and the quarterback, it just keeps getting better one game at a time, not
Hmm.
turning the ball over, then, they're gonna be in most games, you know. And they
Absolutely.
run the ball well, you
Hmm.
know.
And they sustain the hardest part of their season.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So
Against big time D, they played a lot. They went through the gauntlet of defenses like to start the season. They
yeah.
yeah.
Hmm.
So that's a good point on that.
Yeah, so that was it for me. That's all the news I had for week 6. Can leave that in the dust.
Yeah, cool. Appreciate the news. All right. We actually got 6 games this week. I will say, like I mentioned, it is a light week. So not nothing heavy. Going through this it's a little challenging. So but we'll talk it through and see what we can find here. Cool. We go first game, NFL Week 7, Browns versus the Colts. Cleveland favored 2.5, total of 40. Look ahead on this one was Cleveland favorite 3, total of 42.5. Browns coming off that win at home 19-17 versus the Niners, and the Colts coming off the 37-20 loss at Jacksonville. What you thinking in this matchup right here?
Um, it's a tough one. It's hard to bet. It's hard to get the best. I don't. What do you think Minshew can do against the defense? That's a real question.
That
I mean,
yeah.
Anthony Richardson not being mobile. Gardner Minshew as a pocket quarterback, and the Browns they got some pressure last week on Purdy that made him uncomfortable. But I don't think they recorded a lot of sacks. I can double check on that. But this looks like a game where it's going to be team total under Colts. I don't think they're going to do anything. Can't run the ball on them. They don't. Michael Pitt. Their receivers is low. This offense is not sustainable to be playing without Anthony Richards because he kind of was a game changer, make play with his legs. I wouldn't want to play Cleveland as a stagnant quarterback without the right kind of weapons against them. I expect them to ground and pound, grind them out. I think the Colts can jump them early. They may get a faster start because that was a lot of emotional win for the Browns. And it could be a letdown spot for them. So I see they may wake up slowly. And then PJ Walker, he plays. He's still struggling through 2 picks last week. So I can see them starting off maybe a little slow, but I think overall they'll just dominate the game as it progresses.
Oh, that the Browns will start the game slow and then
Yeah, really emotional win last week, heavy win, just a lot of, trash talking, a lot of things going on last week with the Niners. And then you play against a team who just lost their quarterback for the season. How much motivation do you have to beat them? Gotta stay motivated for racing your division, but I don't think you as motivated to, beat them. You could get caught slipping early.
okay. Yeah, I don't yeah, this game is going to be just a defensive matchup, I feel like. I mean, if I'm looking at the Colts side, what concerns me, I think you mentioned is Gardner Minshew. Um, does he take care of the football? Um, you know, strip fumbles, interceptions. So that's what would bother me if I'm on the Colts side. The
Mm-hmm.
Browns, the Colts' strength is their interior. So,
Mm-hmm.
if I think the Browns are going to do what they do, run the football. So it could be a struggle for them to get started. I mean, you get PJ Walker back there, it's going to be more of probably the same, vanilla concept of play calling, which you went out there and you showed that for 1 week. The Colts can come back and get to see that on film now and kind of get an idea what to prepare for.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so, for me, I think points are going to be hard to come by in this game. And then I think the market kind of correlates. We get a little bit of drop on the total there from 42.5 to 40.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, I think it could be a little bit of a flat spot for Cleveland
For them. Mm-hmm.
and initially. Do you think that flat spot comes from them defensively or on the other
Offensively.
side of offense? Okay.
Offensively, I think it took off flat. Because
Okay.
let's be
So
honest, they shouldn't have beat the Niners. They dominated, but they shouldn't have beat them. At the end,
yeah,
they can't. They got lucky.
coin
PJ Walker
coin
didn't
flip
play great.
game. Yeah.
Yeah,
Could have
coin
went
flip.
either
PJ
way.
Walker didn't play well. I mean, does he play well in this game against a defense that's not as good as San Francisco, possibly? But I can see it be a letdown spot in the beginning. But I still think Cleveland's gonna win. The line being at 2.5 was interesting to me, but I guess it's because nobody has a starting quarterback in this game. The Colts play defense too. It's not the Niners, but they play defense too. They got a good D line, good linebacker core. They can play.
Yeah. So in this game, I'm looking at the under. First
Mm-hmm.
half under.
Exactly.
Um, I haven't even seen I imagine 40 is probably probably at 19.5, 20, probably 19.5 with a little juice. But I think I think this game starts slow and points are going to be hard to come by. Because even
Oh
if
yeah,
what
absolutely.
is Indianapolis? The only thing I guess what makes me possibly think differently is since both teams know that the defenses are difficult to run against, do they come out with a mindset that, okay, well, let's be more aggressive and let's try to attack through the air, or do they just attack the same way they've been, attacking in the
Interesting.
previous games,
Yeah, interesting that the first half total is 19.5
Oh, there you
over
go.
under. So, but this juice that minus 115 for over 19.5 versus under 19.5 minus 105 is interesting.
Might as well.
Interesting, pretty interesting. So they think more heavy. You think it's going to go over? That's interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah.
Or it's bait.
Yeah, that's okay. Well, I gotta kind of look into that a little bit more. That's interesting. 19.5 though. I figured it would be a little juice to the other side.
I agree.
Okay. But yeah, no, that's kind of my look on that game. I'm looking at the total. I don't think it'd be much scoring going on in this one.
Me neither.
Cool. All right. Next one we got here, we got the Commanders versus the Giants. Washington favored 2.5, total of 39. Look ahead was Washington favored 1, total of 41.5. So a little Washington money and money coming in on the over on this as well. Um, Washington coming off the win on a win on the road 24-16 at Atlanta. And the Giants
Hmm.
coming off the loss 14-9. That was Sunday Night Football at Buffalo. Return to Buffalo for Dayball. Um, what you thinking in this matchup right here, NFC East?
Man, this is a do or die spot for the Commanders. You win, you go to 4-3. You get you close to that second spot in the division. Um, or you lose and you go down to 3-4, and now Ron Rivera's job is on the line yet again. Um, this is the points on this is the only thing that on the Giants that looks good. I don't think neither one of these teams are great. There's a lot of trade talk on both sides. Dexter Lawrence, trade talk for him. Chase Young, trade talk for him. It is kind of in a crossroads spot between both teams. Saquon Barkley played great, but I wouldn't be playing if I was him. That's just my opinion. But he played great. Tyrod Taylor looked like he was a perfect complement on that offense. Had him under control. He played better than anything Daniel Jones has done this week. So just very interesting to see them come in and compose. I think they can go out there money line. Washington is talent wise a better football team, but the coaching has just been suspect in Washington all year, and the decision making of Sam Howell starting to catch up with him a little bit. And Giants played a good defense. They kept, obviously, I don't know how much you account for an old coach going back against his old team, but they pretty much kept Josh Allen in check for the most part. And I can see them doing something similar to Sam Howell, making for some picks. So my pick on this game was the points, and then a pick by Sam Howell.
Got you. Yeah, this one, this is one of the ones on the board as well. That's out of this slate that stood out was the Giants plus 2, and then it went up to 2.5. So I think you can probably get either or, but uh, I think we kind of talked about it before, like in divisions, you just have certain matchups where certain teams just, had other
Mm-hmm.
teams for some reason they just play well against them. I think you see it in the AFC North with like Cincinnati and Cleveland. Like Cleveland always beats Cincinnati. You'll see it
Uh-huh.
in Kansas City, like the AFC West, Kansas City. The Chargers always play Kansas City close. for some reason. Just certain, the Rams and the Niners is always a matchup where just the Niners just overwhelm them typically. So I think this is one of those in this division. I don't know why, but um, New York has just typically played well against them. And I think kind of agree with what you mentioned there, that they're kind of in a do or die spot. Washington is too, for sure. But I think the Giants at some point, they're playing for, um, you know,
What are they? What are they playing for? They just paid
res
$200 million to a quarterback.
yeah, I mean, at this point, they just
What are
playing
they
for
playing
some.
for?
I think at this point it's a respect thing. Like, bro, they thought this was a fluke from last year. Like, they look like a totally different football team from last year to this year.
It's crazy.
Like, they look inept, they look like unorganized, they look sporadic. They went from the best the highest profiting covering team in football to this year they the worst covering team in football. Um, so yeah, it's crazy that I'm not, I can't pinpoint. It's multiple things I would probably
Yeah,
say.
it's weird though. Yeah, it's weird. Are they mad? I mean, team chemistry is a big thing, man. Going out there and paying your quarterback and refusing to pay your running back, to me, is a red flag for a team. It makes you think like, damn, he's the leader of our team. You're not taking care of him. You're not going to take care of me. Those are things that are important, and it's like that can mess up a team's whole vibe, whole energy. Like,
Facts.
you see how the team was at the beginning when Zach Wilson was out there skunking it for the Jets, and then Aaron Rodgers showed up in the building, and say, hey, let's get your stuff together. It impacted the team. They don't have anybody like that. That was Saquon, but Saquon is miserable because he's not getting paid. And then you gave Daniel Jones. Can you imagine like thinking this is going to be your quarterback for the next 4 years if you're a receiver or a defense or anything else like that? You can't help it.
Tough spot.
Tough spot.
Yeah.
Tough spot. I mean, but you get the first round pick. Who takes Daniel Jones? I don't think you can. I don't think anybody takes him.
Yeah, I mean,
Unless you a salary
disrespect
duck
to
to a
Daniel
trash
Jones. I
squad that
mean,
don't want him. Yeah.
yeah, no disrespect to Daniel Jones, but yeah, the good year last year, and that was pretty much it. They paid him right
Yeah,
after
maybe in the
that.
right system. Maybe in the right system work. He's an athlete. It's not like it's not like he's a trash quarterback. He's just not a $40 million a year quarterback.
No, no, absolutely
Yeah,
not.
that's it. He's not garbage. He just, Bill Belichick will work with him, but not for $200 million.
Yeah, I think that the only price that was for was the Giants for whatever reason. But yeah, and I mean, shoot, he's running. Dude's been running for his life
Yeah, the offensive line is
past two
pretty
years.
garbage. So that's something to say too.
But but yeah, I will say that that is one thing in this matchup that definitely bothers me is the Commanders front line getting to play against this Giants front line.
Hmm.
Um so this is one. I did play this on a teaser 6 point teaser already. So I did take Giants from +2 to +8. Um
Okay, but
paired that with Seattle down from -7.5 to -1.5. But um the 2.5, um I would I lean that way, but yeah, if I see 2 or 2.5, I'm just gonna add the 6 points to it.
for sure, definitely, I can feel that.
Cool. Anything else on that one?
Not for me.
All right, next game we got here. We got the Lions versus the Ravens. Baltimore favorite 3, total of 43. Look ahead on this one was Baltimore 2.5, total 44.5. So a little bit of Baltimore money and a little bit of money on the over. Lions coming off a win last week at Tampa Bay, 20-6, and the Ravens coming off a win over in London versus the Tennessee Titans, 24-16. Um, I remember these teams played a while back in Detroit. It was a pretty close game.
That's a
Um,
good game.
Yeah, it was a good game. Good game. What you think
Tuck,
about what you
Tucker
think
put the.
about oh yeah, that was a 60-yard game winner, right?
Uh-huh. Yep.
Yeah, no, I remember that one. What you first what you think about this Lions team right now? Like what's your
They look like a complete football team from top to bottom. Sadly, it sucks that Gardner Johnson's not there, but woof. I mean, 5-1 sneakily, best offensive line of football. Jared Goff looking like he's an MVP candidate. They got a run. They got a two-man game, running game. They got receivers. They tied in. They stole him in the draft. That's why they were so reluctant just to toss away Hawkinson. They really just they won that trade immediately. I mean,
Laporta?
oh my God. I mean, do you choose if you had to redraft? Do you take Hawkinson over him? I'm not because I ain't got to
No,
pay Hawkinson.
no, no.
They're one move away from being sneakily the best in NFC, best team in the NFC. If they
What
get
are they
another wide
missing?
receiver, another wideout, maybe like I know they got St. Brown, but I can't, and that the other kid, but they need one more possession, like either Sutton or even Judy wouldn't fit them because they already got a Judy-ish type player in St. Brown. But they've had like a number one possession type receiver. It would be a it would be hard pressed to play against him because you would have to decide whether they can run a three-man offense with Montgomery or the other kid back there from Alabama, and you would have to decide how you want to eat your food.
Man, yeah, I
Defensively,
think
they give up some plays, but they sound.
they are sound. That's where I'm struggling with them is how good is their defense really? That's why I haven't really
Mhm.
been able to get a grasp on because I want to feel like they're not as good as what they are, but right now
They ain't showing nothing less.
they ain't showing nothing less. So,
I mean, if they go out and get like a Jeremy Chan on safety and a defense to replace Gar Johnson or another pass rusher to go against on the other side, I mean, they can make some noise, bro. They about one or two pieces away from. I mean, they're the best challenge to the Niners outside of the Eagles. I mean, we thought that was the Cowboys, but I'm not sure the Cowboys could beat Detroit because they couldn't get no pressure on Golf. And Golf has shown that even in LA, if he got pressure, he cooking you.
yeah. Well, I never thought the Cowboys were the best matchup for the Niners at all, but
Yeah, I was high
yeah,
on that.
yeah, but they are a complete football team. I think another pass rusher or a corner would
It helped
because
them what?
to me their offense is complete. I don't know what else they really. I think adding somebody might take away from some
Rhythm.
good pieces that they got. I mean,
Yeah, true.
they got a lot of weapons, so I'm like, I don't know. But you're not saying nobody could use more weapons,
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
but yeah, the, it, they'll be tough for Dallas, just because I think if you got an offensive line that can block Dallas, it just neutralizes them as a team overall. So they can block Dallas, and now their defense is a little bit better. I think they could contain
Mm-hmm.
Dallas. And
I'm
then
with you on
same
that one
thing,
too.
same thing with the Niners. They can their offense can actually move the ball and probably and score against the
Yeah,
Niners.
fairly easy.
Yeah, so then
Indeed.
it changes the type of game. So yeah, they're built to kind of beat anybody, actually. Okay, yeah, I just want to get your thoughts on that. I know you're an NFC North guy.
Yeah, it's been weird watching Lions be successful in this space. Tough
Uh,
matchup for them this week, more or less. So I think this game is going to be a tough challenge for them. The big challenge is if the Ravens going to be able to get pressure on Jared Goff will decide this game. I think the Ravens are starting to pick up confidence. I mean, we don't give Lamar Jackson enough credit. He got all them extra signings that people were all excited about, and they have failed him every step of the way. They have the receiver room is not giving him much help at all. And he's still going out there and fighting for his life and getting dubs on the board. So, when it matters, putting the team on his back. So I don't think he's got enough credit. This is why he said he wanted to get paid. Period. Point blank.
Man.
So my lean on this game is Detroit, but I wouldn't be surprised if Baltimore sneaks them out again. The history of that last game has kind of gotten me feeling like the Ravens won't win because that final kick. The Lions should have beat them. Really should have beat them pretty fairly handily. They gave up a lot of points in the game, and then they let Justin Tucker put them in the grave. So that stopped me from just taking the Ravens outright. I think this will be a tough test for the Lions. Honestly, I don't really have a. I'm not going to bet this game. It'll be obviously very good to watch, but there'll be some player props in here. I'm sure we can get with on this. I would say the tight end play. The Ravens not have not covered the tight end fairly well, so I like that as well too. And then I would say David Montgomery attempts because they're going to blitz a lot. The only how you can neutralize the blitz is to run the ball consistently. So I will look at whatever David Montgomery's carries are and see if we can pounce on that if it's anywhere between the 15, 16 range.
I think he might be out this game.
Is he?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I know he got hurt last game.
I didn't see an report. Well, if he's not, then he got yeah, they haven't got him on the injury report.
Oh, they don't?
Yeah, not at all.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why I looked at that. I didn't see him on the injury report, so maybe he a little tough little dude. Let me
Yeah, I
see
think
if
he went on a stretcher in one of the games. Or the cart. The cart, not the
he
stretcher.
has a sternum ribs injury. Oh, well, I mean, he shouldn't play at all. They say he may miss 2 to 4 weeks. So why he not on the injury report then?
Oh, okay, yeah. I knew I had seen him
Yeah,
they were gonna
yeah.
play. Yeah, this yeah, I'm with you on that. I will say this. I have no thoughts on the side because I'm not betting against the Lions. It's no point in trying to bet against the Lions right now because they seem to be motivated and take some of these personal, and they could want, remember that last game um and feel that they can go in here and win. So I'm not going to bet against the Lions in this. So, but I do
Yeah,
think this game is going to be um I think it's going to be more low scoring than
I can agree with that.
yeah. Yeah, and I could see the Lions kicking more field goals as well, even though, um and scoring some points, scoring a few, some points, but I think they'll be able to move the ball somewhat up and down the field. The Ravens like to play a lot of man-to-man coverage as
They
well.
do, straight up.
So I'm
I was trying
also
to see if I could
looking,
say Saint Brown catches.
yeah, I actually like his longest reception over.
What is it?
It's not out yet, but I
Okay,
imagine it's probably be, if I had to guess, maybe like 24 and a half,
I like
something
that.
like that.
I actually like that number too. Honestly,
Um, and then I like Jared Goff over. I can't decide whether it's passing yards or over passing attempts because I think it'd be tough for them to run because I knew David Montgomery wasn't playing. But I would figure,
the Gibbs get some burn.
yeah, I think he'll get some chance to be out there. His attempts, his catches might not be bad either because what I did notice
Mm,
is Pittsburgh threw a lot to the running back, their running back last week. They just knew what the coverages were and they were giving that up. So
short passes. So
they
a
were
lot of
giving
so
up
maybe even the completion angle for golf is not bad either.
completion. That's a good one. I'll write that down too.
Because they only got 1.5 or touchdowns for each of them being the over under.
Yeah, see. Yeah, I could see golf having I think he'll have to throw the ball. I think the situations will just cause him to throw the ball a little bit. And this is their second game on the road. They just came from playing in Florida. I'm not sure if
Oh
they
yeah,
stayed
that's
out that way or not. If
that's a good
they
question. I'm
would
not
have,
sure either.
yeah, they just finished playing in Florida, so I could
Hey
see
man,
this
let's see
game
that.
be
Oh
a
yeah, might as well have stayed.
yeah, I could see this
Yeah,
game being just a grind, just grinding out. Ravens playing they definitely be kicking field goals.
all day for sure.
Yeah, so yeah, I'm leaning towards the under the 45.5. I haven't placed any bet on this game, but and also the Jared Goff and St. Brown. I'm looking at
Sam
those
Brown.
two props.
Oh, okay, cool.
Cool. You got anything else on that one?
Nah, I'm good so far.
All right, next one we got the Packers versus the Broncos. Green Bay favorite 1, total 45. Look ahead on this one was Green Bay -1, so no movement there. And total was 45.5, so little bite on the under there. On the over, excuse me. Packers coming off a 17-13 loss at Las Vegas, and then they had to bye. And then the Broncos coming off a loss Thursday night football against the Chiefs at the Chiefs 19-18. Um, this is a weird game to be. I will let you go because this is your
Okay, bet.
team. See what you thinking in this matchup.
I like the Russian props, AJ Dillon or Aaron Jones, whoever's gonna play. I don't think Denver can stop the run at all. I like Russell Wilson's pick point. I think Green Bay can't afford to get a letdown right here, man. This would be embarrassing for Matt LaFleur, and then they're gonna be calling for his job real soon if he can't beat the lowly little Denver Broncos. Um, I mean, I don't think it's a Matt LaFleur problem. I think it's a Joe Barry problem. The defense is just when you got Preston Smith out there guard Devontae Adams 1-on-1, there's a problem.
Yeah, that's
There's
ridiculous.
this a problem. And then he comes out and offers an excuse that nobody even understands what's going on, so it's even worse. Jordan Love gotta have a bounce back game. You can't go out there and throw 3 picks, get your division rival on primetime television and not respond. I mean, it'll be a tough lesson. You could tell the kid wants to win. He's got good intangibles. His receivers are not giving him much help. Obviously, I don't see them getting open, too often. He's not going through his reads a lot either. And then I expect him to have a decent game. I think he'll throw 2 touchdowns. But I just overlike the Packers to run the ball. Like if your quarterback throws the ball throw 3 picks, you just don't go out there automatically and let him throw the ball 50 times. You give him support, short passes. He may not even throw a lot of attempts this game, and then you throw the ball. But on the other side, Russell Wilson is always throwing picks against Green Bay. It's just been a thing for him. I mean, some of his highest interception. I think he's thrown 10 picks in 2 games against the Packers earlier his time in Seattle. So I think he'll throw a pick for sure. But I just don't know what. I have no idea what Denver's doing. I mean, they look like they're on fire sale report this week, fire sale next week. But the running back for who's going to be their starting running back this week? Is it Javante?
I know he's been a running back. I don't know if they
Yeah,
made a
yeah.
change there or not.
Oh, McLaughlin, who's been playing a lot for them.
Oh, okay.
So McLaughlin's their leading rusher, 30 carries, 200 yards. I can see him getting busy because the Packer defense don't stop nobody.
They struggle against the run.
So yeah, so the over is also intriguing in this game too because they don't nobody play defense. Packers have a better defense, but they give up points and yards.
Yeah.
So
Um,
that's my side. Those are my picks on my side for that one. I don't. I think the Packers should win because I think the Broncos on fire sale mode, and I think Jordan Love. You got to bounce back after a 3-pick game, man. It's just kind of something you just got to do.
yeah, no, in this game, I don't know. It feels like I should like the Packers, but something about it just don't look right to me.
Yeah, you
Um,
feeling it?
yeah, and I'm not sure. The Broncos are yeah, they fire selling, but I think the two guys that are, I guess, the quote unquote leaders, the quarterback and the head coach, I think they're kind of desperate to get their, get things on the right track, at least with them at this point. So I don't really want to take a Packers team who I'm not sure. I'm just not sure what they're trying to do or what they want to do or who they are right now in
It's true.
general. So trying to take them on the road against anybody as a favorite
Yeah,
doesn't entice me at all either. So, and then Broncos, we've seen the Broncos, so I have no thoughts on the side. Um,
yeah.
yeah, the total I kind of lean towards the over as well. I do have a question because
Mhm.
I didn't look this up. How are the Packers off bye weeks? Because I think
Ooh,
there
I
was
don't.
some stat, either them going into a bye or coming off a bye, where they don't have such a good record coming off of buys.
That's a good question. I don't remember. I have to look into that too. Maybe post it in the game group. But you're right, definitely.
Yeah, I wanna see that. I wanna say it's off of buys that they typically don't perform too well. So, I don't know. I think it probably end up just like this line is one, it hasn't moved.
Hmm.
And I think it's probably in telling that it is gonna be a very close game. So I don't
Yeah, that's a good point.
so yeah, I honestly have to look at this one a little bit more, but um I don't really have a pick on this one.
Yeah, no, I feel you on that.
Cool. Your Russell Wilson angle is intriguing about him throwing a pick, because I did that one is one look that popped into my mind looking at this game. And Green Bay does have a good pass defense, top 10 pass defense in the league. They just typically don't stop the run and make people have to pass it. So, um,
Exactly. Yeah, I'm saying say don't stop it all.
cool. But you got anything else on this one?
No, nothing for me on that one.
Yeah, I want to see what they are against the bye. That's interesting. Cool. Next one we got here, we got the Chargers versus the Chiefs. Kansas City favored 5.5, total 48. Look ahead was Kansas City -6, total of 52. Chargers coming off that Monday night loss 20-17 versus the Cowboys. And the Chiefs coming off that 19-8 win Thursday night football versus the Broncos. We got an AFC West rivalry right here. What you thinking in this matchup, Rich?
Man, we already know the Chargers always give the Chiefs fits.
Man,
And the fact that the Chargers lost last week, the Chiefs, yeah. I mean, I would the intrigue of taking the Chargers is an interesting one. I have to say this though, I don't like the fact that everybody gets online and always compares Tua to Justin Herbert. Now the theme is Justin Herbert's not good, or he's not this, he's not that, and it's like just a couple weeks ago he was praised as being, this ultimate quarterback, and they seem to turn on him faster than I've seen them turn on any quarterback. And it's kind of interesting because I think Justin Herbert is a great quarterback. I think he's mid-level elite. Is he the top five? No. But would you take him over Daniel Jones and Kirk Cousins and things like that? Probably so. But I just feel like there's always this knack against him, and I think he's a good quarterback. I think a lot of this is coaching. I don't think he's found his right fit for the system, and it sucks when you lose your star receiver too. Mike Williams is huge for them, so it's big as well. But I think this game where the Chargers ain't got no choice but to compete. I think they'll keep this game close. I think they'll see this on the under game because only how you beat Mahomes is you gotta get pressure, and they do have ways to get pressure on him. And I would say that the Chargers they'll have to throw the ball a lot, but the Chiefs also they may give up yards, they don't give up a lot of points. So I would expect Justin Herbert to play better. The only real angle I have is Justin Herbert's completions, which I think would probably be roughly around 23, 24.
yeah, that's not bad. Yeah, the Chargers, man, they are they doing what they usually do, just have a bunch of talent and just find some way not to put it together.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I mean, I think Justin Herbert's a good quarterback. I think they were trying to anoint him a little bit higher than where he is. I mean, he came onto a team that had weapons from the get-go. He's had Pro Bowl, two Pro Bowl receivers and a Pro Bowl running back his whole career.
Whole career, bro.
Whole career, and they spend money now on the defense, getting pass rushers. So he has to continue to get better. I wouldn't say, they brought in a offensive play caller in Kellen Moore to help him out with his development and help him see the game a little bit. So I think he got
Mm-hmm.
plenty tools around him. I think the head coach is a little erratic, I will say, with his now I feel like he started off coaching and he was going for it all the time, and now he kind of got shy about going for it. And now
Yeah,
it's
he
to the
got some.
point he don't know when to go for it and when to not go for it. And now it's just like almost feels
He
like a
don't,
guessing game.
bro. He don't have no consistency in his coaching at all, man. I think he's a. I mean, everybody can't coach, bro. Some people are just better made as defensive coordinators, offensive coordinators. And I guess what's really sucking for him is that he's not even showcasing that he can be a defensive coordinator because his defense is just giving up so many cheeks. And it's like it's not even fair to say, hey, this is going to be a great coach or not. It's pretty bad actually. So I'm not sure which way it swings, but it's not swinging the right way.
Yeah. No, and yeah, that's one thing is they probably definitely lost opportunities due to game management and
A
coaching.
lot. Hmm.
Yeah. And now, this is the point when you pay the quarterback as much money as you pay him. This is a time where you got to be able to step up and make throws. He had plenty of opportunities to make throws to win that
He
Cowboys
did.
game, and he was off target the entire night. I think he got a broken finger on his other hand, so
I think so too.
that could have some effect, but they need him to play better if they're going to stay have an opportunity. And I think he'll play better in this game. I will say, one thing that I don't have a feel for, but it looks to be true as well, is this Chiefs defense. They're playing good football. Like,
Really, really
is
good. Earlier than usual, right?
yeah, yeah. It just feels like they figured some things out with personnel and guys. They look a little faster. Um, So it kind of changes what this Chiefs team has been over the past years, which was a team that just scored points and their defense wasn't that good. Now you see them starting to not score as many points and the defense really being, much better, and they're playing more complementary football, and the offense is
Hmm.
kind of like, just matriculating the ball
Yeah,
down the field,
trying to adjust, trying to fight through injuries and make sure they're healthy. I mean, it's a long season. So I think
Exactly.
like you said, I mean, you paid Chris Jones what is worth it. His value just got way more higher than anything else. So
Man. Yeah. So yeah, no, so that's the part I'm trying to really get a good grasp for, is how good is their defense, and is they're playing well. So, you know, um so that's my question mark about the Chiefs. This matchup has typically been very close. Chargers
hmm
they just give them issues. They do have two pass rushers on the outside that tend to bother Mahomes and his timing in the pocket. And offensively, you know, Herbert and those receivers and Eckler, they just find ways to move the ball downfield. So
yeah, they definitely gonna move the ball.
yeah, so I'm
But
actually
can they
looking
get
at
in?
them
Can they get
early.
in the end zone?
Can they get in the end zone? That's a good question. That's a good question. I think this week they'll be a little bit more successful at finding the end zone.
By the way, yeah, I'm with you on that one.
Yeah, so I don't have a bet on this one. If I was, I would probably be looking towards the Chargers, but probably later than more so than later. I think they got to get off to a good start.
Better story, yeah.
Get off to a good start. And I think they can score. They can score early. After that, I'm not sure. We'll see. We'll see.
That's
But
tough.
yeah, I can only look at the Chargers in this matchup. Chargers 6-2, ATS last 8 on the road versus Kansas City. But they are
Mm,
3-15 straight up last 18 games versus Kansas
damn,
City. So they cover, but they don't beat them.
they don't beat them. Damn, that's a hell of a stat.
Yeah. Kansas City pass defense is top 10 in opponent completion percentage and opponents yards per completion. So their pass defense is much improved. So that's where my question marks come to play is, if the Chargers don't score enough points, can they defense keep up, keep Kansas City from getting out the end
Yeah,
zone?
keep them out the end zone. Yeah, that's
Yeah, so
interesting.
that under might not be a bad look either. Um,
Yeah, I like what you said about defenses. It more even solidifies my point even more to think that this is a possibility.
and the Chargers have been playing more two deep safety and making teams play underneath. So, it could be a game where both teams just trying to find ways to just slowly move the ball, and it might not be as many big plays
Yeah, it could
available.
just be a grinded out game. 'Cause this is a must win for the Chargers.
Yeah, they got to go out here and play well, get themselves a
Yeah,
chance to win.
yeah, they don't have any choice but to do this. Honestly, they lose here, then the hot seat start getting hotter for the coach. And I mean, is Kellen Moore trying to tank for his job? Because that's who's going to get the head coaching job. And I don't think if he gets it, he'll ever release it.
Oh, if he get the Chargers job,
Absolutely.
yeah,
Sometimes your friends be they be gunning for your job, man. It's a business.
it is a business, man. No, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised. Um, yeah, no, that kind of makes me lean towards the under a little bit as well, because I
Hmm.
could see that. I mean, it's always tough to say under in a game with Mahomes and
Yeah,
Herbert.
man.
You gotta have some some guts to
especially
go play
especially
under.
after what we seen.
Oh man, yeah, no, that's difficult. But cool. Anything else on that one?
Nothing for me on that one.
All right, last one up here. We got the Dolphins versus the Eagles. Philly is favorite 2.5, total 52.5. And I did not get the look ahead on this one. Didn't get the look ahead, but we'll
Mm,
keep going. Last week, Dolphins coming off a 42-21 win versus Carolina at home, and the Eagles coming off a loss 20-14 at the New York Jets, breaking their undefeated streak. Um, this is a out of conference matchup with a lot of talent, so it should definitely be fun to watch. This is the Sunday night game, I believe.
mm.
So yeah, we get a primetime standalone game here.
Standalone
Uh,
game, yeah.
yeah, what's your thoughts in this matchup?
Man, I think DeAndre Swift gonna get busy. I think
Swift,
they know how.
okay.
Yeah, I think Eagles know how they're gonna win this game is if they pound the ground and pound because I mean that's the only way they can win. If we be honest, what other way can they win?
Yeah, I
They,
mean,
they you could throw the ball if you want to and consistent, but Jalen Hurts has been turning the ball over a little more. They signed Julio Jones and maybe give him more of a. He doesn't have a real security blanket like AJ Brown's over the top. Devontae, Smith is more over the top, and Julio Jones gives you a little bit of a safe haven. So I think that's probably why they signed him. Not a lot of production at the tight end position. So I think the offense is kind of just hitting a little slow spell. Then they're going against this juggernaut offense. I think Tyreek Hill gets busy because I don't know if Slay can cover him at all. Um, I don't know if the Eagles can stop them. And I would say completions for Tua. I think anytime touchdown for Hurts. I like DeAndre Swift because they're going to slow the ball down. I don't think you want to get in a shootout with them. I think you kind of want to let your defensive line for the Eagles just kind of control the pace of the game for the Dolphins because if they jump you early, then then you got to look at Hurts throw the ball 40 times. But I think they got to keep the game close, and I think you do that by keeping Tua on skates or on ice, I should say.
Yeah, that's the way to attack the Dolphins. Running the football. And then with the Dolphins on that side, I mean, Philly has a top 5 run defense, so the Dolphins probably going to throw the ball a lot more anyway. So no, I'm with you on that one. I was looking at Tua pass attempts. Only thing that bothers me about that is if Philly possessed the ball like they did last time against the Rams, and he don't get enough passing attempts, then um, kind of messes it up. Also, the yards. I'm interested in yards because I do think they can make some when they do get the ball, make some big plays in the passing
Make some
game
big
against
plays,
the
yeah,
Eagles.
definitely.
Yeah, so that's not a bad look you got there on Tyreek Hill. What you think is more yards, touchdown, catches? Like,
Um, I'll say more yards. It's kind of hard to see. He gets in the end zone, but remember he had that one spell in Kansas City where he wasn't even seeing the end zone. He just had hella yards. So I would say more yards than anything else. They're
okay,
it's because Tua even the Tua attempts might be a little bit high, but then I don't know. It's just so tough because do you want to have Tua dropping back 50 times with that defensive line? That's just not may not be a recipe for that you want to really have. Even Tua interception prop is not even bad to look at as well too.
yeah. I mean, they do have speed, so they're gonna have to attack the perimeters though. They're not just gonna be able to run the ball. They can try to run the ball, but it's how they gonna run the ball. Now you ain't gonna be able to run it at the teeth of their defense. Not with
Hmm.
those big dudes up front. So
No, not at all.
they gonna have to try to get them out of those fronts where they got 4 down linemen and force them to put some speed out there
Yeah.
and run the ball and attack them that way. So I mean, they're going to have to use their speed on the perimeter. Do they do it by running the ball or passing it quick game? You know, um,
That's a good point. Very good point. Well, how
you
do
know,
they do it? That's
how
a
do
good
they
point.
do it?
Very good point.
That's how I'm
Yeah,
thinking.
it's
But
tough
yeah,
to think
I
how.
yeah, how, right? You know, it could be it could probably be completions. Completions
Could be.
probably for Tua not a bad idea, not a bad look
Yeah,
either.
I agree.
It's just how successful do you think Philly's run game, their offense is going to be against Miami? Like, can Miami get them off the field, or do you see it's another game where they just possess the football?
I mean, I think they're gonna I think they're gonna have to rely heavy on Swift. Even his like I say, his attempts is even something to watch out for as well too. I'm gonna do some more studying on Miami's actual rush defense and scenarios of how are they giving up yards when they do, just to see if what kind of game is gonna play and how they're gonna plan to attack Miami. Because Miami weakness is their cornerbacks right now because there's no Ramsey, so
Yeah,
that's a tough one.
yeah, it's how do we? I mean, I looked at the Dolphins run defense is like middle of the pack. It's like
Middle tag, yeah, nothing spectacular.
nothing bad or nothing like great. You know, I think with them, the biggest thing is getting off the field on third down and making sure you have somebody that has a eye on Jalen Hurts when he takes
Hmm.
off running, and just make them move the ball. But third down is key. Like, because
It is
if
key.
they get to 3rd and 2, 3rd and 1, they just gonna run the
Hmm.
ball and then get to 4th and 1 and do the push, the QB sneak push.
Exactly.
Um,
Exactly.
yeah, so yeah, this is gonna be an entertainment game for me.
Yeah, no, yeah, can't risk no money on this.
You know, I might throw out a little lunch ticket, same game parlay just for fun, but nothing heavy on this game for me. I'll just be watching. Should be a good game to watch for sure Sunday night.
Absolutely, I agree, 100%.
Cool. Well, yeah, no, Yeah, that's a sixth game right there. You want to run down some of the any looks on any other games we didn't talk about that you might have? You want to throw
I
out
don't
there?
have any. No, I don't have any looks on the other game. Yeah, it's a light week. I didn't like anything that was heavy. Maybe possibly the Saints. Depends on what's happening in the quarterback situation. But like the Falcons, Bucks, Steelers, Rams, none of those games just kind of put anything in it for me. Um, uh, yeah, that's about it. Honestly, can't think. And then the Raiders, Devontae Adams said he wants more catches. He said we gonna win. He needs more catches or more attempts, throws his way. So his catches might be interesting as well too to look at. So that'll be something to pay attention to.
Yeah. Jimmy G is not playing in that game, is he? I think
I
the
think he's out. Yeah, the
yeah.
rookie.
Now it'd be interesting to see what they do this time because last time they ruled him out. They just all of a sudden told the young kid that he was playing, and I don't know if he even got any first team reps at practice or nothing like that. Like
No, he definitely
just
didn't. He
threw him
definitely
out
didn't get
there.
any. Yeah, he definitely didn't get no reps. You know, he could tell that he was ill prepared, like he wasn't in the game plan. But that just speaks to coaching. Josh McDaniel. This is
Yeah,
his last year in Oakland. He may get one more year in Oakland because they can't afford to hire no other coach.
Vegas.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. No, I don't. Yeah, so I don't know what they be really trying to do. It's a lot of games on this slate that I just once I saw them, I didn't even think nothing else about them. That
yeah.
was that was one
I
of
have
them.
no
I did
interest.
not think
Yeah,
anything else of.
I think my upset of the week is the Falcons. I think they money line the Bucks.
Okay,
So
yeah.
that's my only upset of the week.
See, I kind of looked at that one too, and I was like, oh man, like who do I really want to depend on
Yeah, that's the
in
pro.
this
That's the question you got to
situation.
ask yourself.
Yeah, that game's gonna be ugly. I kind of looked at the under on that game, but it was 40. It was already super low. So, um, I will say, yeah, I threw mine's out there as well. Oh, I also one that we didn't talk about is, um, we'll see if it make it to the end of the week on my card, but I kind of like Pittsburgh +3 against the Rams.
Mm, okay.
Um, yeah, and I had the Rams this past week, and I just something about their defense just is not it's just they give up yardage. They don't tackle well. Um and offensively, I think we've been seeing it for a while, but it's very Cooper Cup heavy. A lot of attempts to
Yeah, I must
Cooper
say,
Cup.
yeah, I didn't like how that he just came and pretty much screwed up their flow offense. Honestly,
Yeah, and quarterbacks are going to throw it to they feel comfortable getting a completion
hmm
to, but yeah, I think Pittsburgh can come into this game and compete with the Rams. So I kind of
Pickett.
lean towards it. Pickett, you asking what about Pickett?
Yeah, what about him? You think his props would be good?
Yeah, that's a good point. I didn't think about his props. Honestly, I'm not even sure how to. I didn't even think as much as to how I think the game script is going to go. I just think the line
Yeah,
just popped out at me. Um, that they was getting 3. So yeah, that's one
yeah,
I would say that's them and the Giants +2.5. Those are my underdogs for week 7. Yeah, Pittsburgh. The only thing I played this week I mentioned it earlier, Giants and the Seahawks on a 6-point teaser. Giants +8.5. Seattle minus one and a
Oh, okay.
half.
Okay, I can see that. Yeah, definitely.
Cool. Well, yeah, no, that's all I got. You got anything else? Anything you want to leave the
Man, that's
folks
it.
with?
Man, no, like I said, these weeks will be the tough weeks, man. Sometimes I know we have this urge to want to bet and win money every week, but sometimes, like I said, just like B said earlier, the stock market, know when to chill, know when you're not feeling it, trust the intuition, and it's kind of throw lunch ticket. It's okay if you still want to urge to play. That's why B invented the lunch ticket, man. You still get your fix, you still get to eat, you got a potential to win big, but you ain't got to risk a whole bunch of money to get into action. So I think that's my best advice for moving forward. You know what I'm saying? And then moving forward, you'll start seeing some duds for us. But like I said, it's got to take it easy. This is a time where the sports books are really honing in. They kind of got a grip and they got us all hooked on wanting to bet. So you just got to take the psychology out of it and say, hey, we're gonna sit still and we're gonna wait to the right play.
Hey, sometimes the best bet is to say no.
I agree 100%.
Yeah. And then find the ones you really like and limit them as well. Like I said, I'm gonna be doing that here. Probably only have one or two these next few weeks. Week 6 to like week 10, week 11 is just like the dog days of the NFL betting. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, get ready for NBA hoops. That's gonna get
Man, shout
live.
out for Jordan Poole for dropping almost 50
Man,
in three quarters. So yeah, no, it's gonna be it.
it's gonna be live. Well, yeah. No, once again, man, you can always find us. The email, team at MyGuyz, MyGuyzSports.com. The IG, MyGuyz_sports, Twitter at MyGuyz Sports. I'm Spur Online, that's Twitter and IG. And then Rich is Twitter at Moneyline Rich W, IG at Moneyline Rich Will. I'm Bsperl, Spur Online. And then I'm with Rich. This has been MyGuyz Sports, All Bets In, Season 2, Episode 7, Week 7, NFL Week 7. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Y'all have a good one.
Thanks for tuning in to All Bets In with MyGuyz Sports.
With MyGuyz Sports.
Check us out next time and remember to bet responsibly.